Hey there, I'm Stefanie Flaxman. I've been a writer and editor for 20 years, and I have more than 200 videos on YouTube that help you live and work like a writer. That is a lot of videos, so let me curate my best advice for you. You can sign up for free exclusive updates at stefanieflaxman.com. I'll send you my top tips for new writers, plus other advice that works best in email rather than audio or video. It would be my pleasure to meet you at your inbox as your new writer consultant. Ready to join the club? Go to stefanieflaxman.com to sign up for free. And remember, I spell Stefanie with an F, not a PH. The proper spelling is on your screen right now. That is stefanieflaxman.com. I'll see you there. Happy Thursday if you are listening in real time, and if you are not catching me in real time but would like to, just subscribe to the channel and tap the notification bell. I publish new podcast episodes every weekday. Get-rich-quick schemes used to be frowned upon by the masses. We were taught that anything too good to be true was. So a get-rich-quick scheme was sleazy, it looked like hype, and it only benefited the person who was running the scheme. The person who fell for the scheme, and unfortunately, people always have, the person who fell for the scheme was not going to get their desired benefit, but the person running the scheme usually got something from the person who fell for it. So in general, the get-rich-quick scheme was something to be cautious about. I feel like the masses were educated to look out for them and not to fall for them. Then what happened with the invention of the internet and online business was that people were skeptical of online business because it seemed like a get-rich-quick scheme. People used to be on high alert for things that seemed too easy, things that might have seemed a little sleazy, a little, it's not unlawful, but just sort of cutting corners a little bit. We used to value hard work, I think, a lot more. So the idea of an online business freed up a lot of parts of business, namely overhead, that you didn't have to consider anymore if you wanted to run a business. And it all kind of seemed too good to be true. So I think there was a healthy skepticism in the early days of online business because of the internet, because we were hyper vigilant about anything that was too good to be true and something that wasn't a legitimate business. That's what I meant. I didn't mean unlawful, but online business in the early days didn't seem legitimate to a lot of people. Then, as the internet became more commonplace, it was accepted by the masses. Everyone started using the internet for something. Then we relaxed a little bit. And unfortunately, what we're seeing now, especially on YouTube, is it's an abundance of get-rich-quick schemes that are accepted as commonplace because online businesses are actually legitimate. So the idea of creating a legitimate online business can blur into the same territory as the traditional too good to be true get-rich-quick scheme that we were originally taught to look out for. So there's a lot of confusing stuff going on. And it's hard for me to form an opinion about it because I was one of the early proponents of online business for real legitimate online businesses. I was really excited about the idea that you could have a business that communicated over email, that you could work from home. There were just so many things about freelancing that I liked that were possible because of the internet. And in the early days, I was really adamant about telling people that this is real stuff and making arguments that were pro-online business to the naysayers who said, oh, that looks scammy, that looks sleazy. I think everything that you're talking about is hype. Yeah, right, you can't work from home. Because in 2008, when I started working from home, that was very rare. So what exactly am I talking about on YouTube? You have probably seen these content creators. And today's topic is really 3 big lies that content influencers tell. There are affiliate schemes, there are selling things on Amazon, there are videos about creating different types of content that have a huge big dollar sign in the thumbnail of the video that say, make X amount of money a month. There's just too many examples. I think one that I can give that is popular online are videos that teach you how to make rain sound videos. They say, like, make $5,000 a month making rain sound videos on YouTube. And I actually have a rain sounds video on my channel because I do like listening to rain sounds, and I thought it'd be fun to make my own because then I could just listen to my own. But I didn't have the expectations that people who click on these videos have. I just wanted to make one. And it is the same theme that we see with, or that we have seen with traditional, back in the day, old school, get rich quick schemes. They benefit the person running the scheme. They don't benefit the person falling for it. And clicking on a video is falling for it. They might not get your money, but they get your view, and they are going for your views because they want to be, quote, content influencers. And the channels I'm talking about that do this, they have the stats that make you think that they really know what they're talking about. They have hundreds and thousands of subscribers, they have millions of views, and they do all of their videos to get those subscribers and views, but what they're talking about, I'm not saying they're lying because it's not my place to, judge. And there are too many cases for me to judge exactly whether or not the person is doing something legitimate or not with their content. But it is my place and your place to be skeptical when these big content creators have lots of views and lots of subscribers. Just be skeptical about whether or not they're telling the truth. And I feel like not enough people are being skeptical because we have opened the slippery slope of not legitimate online businesses that are posing as they're posing as legitimate ones. They're saying, hey, we're all in this online world now where we can create content, and don't you want to do it like me because look how many followers and subscribers and how many views I have, and you can do it too. So the rain sounds video so here's what happens in the rain sound videos once you fall for them and you click on them. They tell you how to make rain sound videos. They show you how much money other creators are making, how much money those creators are making, and they get you all hyped up about doing it too. But it's a bait and switch because at the end of the video, they always have to say, well, to monetize on YouTube, you have to have at least 1,000 subscribers and you have to have X amount of watch hours in the past year. So everyone who's clicking on that video because they are enticed by a get-rich-quick idea, by the end of the video, they go, oh, I don't qualify for that at all because it takes actual real work to get at least 1,000 subscribers and to get the amount of views that allow you to monetize your video. So that is just one example. There are so many types of videos from content entrepreneurs, just sort of online, quote, influencer types who tell you 3 big lies that I want to expose today. So the first one in those videos in those types of videos where they're encouraging you to become content creators like them is they don't usually put a big emphasis on creativity, originality. They care more about just encouraging you to start. And starting is really important. You'll hear me say that too, which is why I think all this stuff is so confusing, because they're not saying stuff that is so different from what I'm saying, but the goals are different. And their entire goal is to get you to click on their video, but the payoff of clicking on their video is not what they say that it's going to be, because by the end of the video, you realize that you really can't replicate what they're talking about. So as I talked about recently, when anyone is telling you that quality doesn't matter anymore because we live in such a fast-paced world and you just got to get in the game and start producing and start doing, they are completely being disrespectful. And it's really an insult to traditional journalism, which always relied on tight deadlines, but also quality standards. And you also had to get it right. And you also had to be creative, because those were the publications and the businesses that gained trust. So if you want to gain trust, if you want to build an audience that trusts you, you have to get it right. If you want followers who are just going to look at your stuff and go away, that's not how you build a real business. So quality still matters, and don't listen to content creators who tell you that you don't have to have standards anymore and you can be successful like them if you just start doing. It is false. It is a lie. The second big lie that content influencers say is they rely too heavily on your followers. They make it seem that if you have as many followers as them, that all of your dreams are going to come true. And followers really are such a modern get-rich-quick scheme. There's such an allure to be popular, and it's everything we were warned against when people were warning us against too good to be true schemes back in the day. Followers are not how you build a real business. Building an audience of interested prospects who become your clients or customers for real products or services that you sell. That is how you build a real online business. The influencers who have lots of followers, that is a pipe dream. That's what makes social media companies rich. By the allure of being popular and you are working for them and you get nothing and they get more users so that they can charge more for ads, just ads, period. So I just hate when big content influencers talk about getting more followers. I did a whole other video on that, but it was worth repeating because it is just the exception. It is not the rule. Having a huge following so you get sponsorships and brand deals, it is the exception to having a career online. It is not the rule. The rule is you have to put in the actual work to build a legitimate business that happens to be online. And that's why I just emphasize talking about building an audience of interested prospects in contrast to building followers. And the third lie I'd like to expose is content influencers who talk about if you follow this formula, you'll be successful too. If anyone is selling you a formula, it is immediately false because you are not them. You cannot just do what they did and have the same outcome. I'm not saying they didn't achieve it. I'm saying that success is due to so many factors that are impossible for them to teach and impossible for you to reproduce. So if a content influencer is selling you a formula, that formula, you following them to find out their formula, is going to benefit them way more than it's going to benefit you. Because a rule of classic content marketing is that you can learn from other people and get ideas from them. That's why there are tried and true methods, there are proven strategies, but those aspects of real marketing, building a real business are so different from just, hey, I did it, and if I can do it, you can do it. Again, I'm not calling anyone a liar. It's not my business to judge whether they had success or not, but it is my responsibility and your responsibility to be skeptical about why they are sharing their secrets. And they always have some real, it's a very wolf in sheep's clothing culture that we have. And I'm sure back in the day, get rich quick schemes were the same. It seems like, well, they just want to help you. They've had success and they just want to help you too. So people fall for it. It's really easy to fall for it. Oh, isn't this great that this person is sharing all this information for free? And like I said, they're not giving advice that is so different from what I'm saying, but their expectations are the shiny fantasy of what working online looks like and not the practical realities of building a business that just happens to be online that gives you a lot of freedom. I just think it's important to create an awareness that following these type of lies are helping the content influencer more than they are helping you. That is it for today. If you'd like to get exclusive tips that I only share in email, go on over to stefanieflaxman.com and sign up for free. I will see you there and talk with you soon.